Family. Hey, hey, hey. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. You know how I say it. That's E for endocrinology. And I am so excited because I get a chance to hang out with you guys just another time before we get into, guess what? The end of the month and into a new year. And I know you guys weren't expecting me, right? But here I am, pop up. That's why it's called a pop up. And so I am starting, I am starting my fast for this week, and we're not scheduled to have a live today, but I figured I'm fasting anyway, and so let's go ahead and let's hop in and just let you guys see that even though we are on vacation, we're in that season right now, but we are still maintaining some structure. Now, we'll get to that in a minute. So wherever you're joining me from, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me back up and let me just do it like I normally do. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life. Avoid complications. Go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. Welcome from whatever platform you're joining from. Whatever city, whatever town, whatever village, and of course, whatever country you are in right now. Thank you for joining us as we are continuing this journey in our health. And we are using fasting as one of those amazing processes to reset the metabolism. So thank you for coming through and thank you for hanging out with us. A special shout out to our accelerator members. Thank you for coming through. And we'll talk here in a little bit about how you too can be involved and become a part of our online community. So thank you for coming here. And so fasting. So I am fasting. Fasting, and this is the point I wanted to make. Fasting will look different for a lot of us, particularly during this time. And a couple of weeks ago, or just not a couple of weeks, but a week ago, I was in New York. And before that, as you know, we were doing our fasting. We started the fast early so that we can get through the week. And of course, this week I'm back on my fasting schedule. And so here I am popping up to hang out with you for just a little while. If you have been in the community, you understand and you know that our next live show will be on the 12th of January. Make sure you come by and make sure you hang out with us. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's do this. If you're fasting, by the way, if you're fasting, whatever the fasting is, whether you're fasting 16, 8, 12 and 12, 24, whether you're fasting extended or longer, go ahead and drop that in the comments. I want you to put me in the comments. Just put me there so that we know that you are there. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at what I'm eating. As you know, I start my fast usually after my meeting with my team. So we just got through that meeting. And here I am with the fast. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that I have. And let me go ahead and I'm going to get that started right here. So this is what came in with our lunch for today. Let me get that over here. So let's see. Let me do this. And okay. And so you should start seeing that right now. All right. So here I am. So this is part of what came in today. And so these are beef tips. And I believe that is mashed potatoes over there in the corner. And with that, I ordered. Now, I didn't know all that this place had because I could have ordered something else, but this is what we got. And then I ordered a part of it, or a salad, and this is the salad that came with that. Okay, so I've got this salad, and then I've got these beef tips with mashed potatoes. And of course, I went downstairs like I normally do, and I picked up the makings of a salad. So I've got in here, got some lettuce in there. I've got some tomatoes. I've got broccoli. And we'll go through and we'll walk through that here in a little while so that you get a better idea of what's there. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a salad. I'll create my meal. And so I got this from downstairs. And then I also went downstairs and I got, and this is a chicken breast, and that's chicken marsala. And I just drizzled some hot sauce on that. Doesn't that look good? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chicken and I'm going to put it on this salad. And that's going to be my meal. So basically a salad with some chicken marsala on top. And I have some dressing, and this is ranch dressing that I got from downstairs as well. The beef tips we're not going to do right now. Should I? What do you think? Let me bring that over so you guys, what do you think? Do you think I should use some of this? So I've got the beef tips, of course. There's that mashed potatoes. Doesn't it look good though? All right, so we'll stick with this. We'll stick with this. I may put a couple of pieces of beef tips in there, but let's walk through this together. And while I do that, let me give you a different view, and so we can talk a little bit. So as we're talking about eating, remember the goal for our fast is that fasting is a tool. Fasting is something that we use to help us achieve a goal. And the goal is to right our metabolism. Now, we're going to do a show in the new season talking about a study that was just published in one of our magazines that confirms and supports all the things that we've been talking about. Okay? So we'll come on and we'll do that as well. But the goal for what we're using, the goal for the fasting is not that fasting is an end all and be all by itself, but fasting is a tool that we're using as part of a system to design the life that we want, to design the health that we want, because we've already learned that unlimited potential when it comes to our health doesn't happen because of motivation. It happens because of design. And so in that process, we're using fasting simply as a tool for what we're doing. So as you're looking, I think it's, let me move these over so I could point in the right direction. Okay, so is it over? No, it's over here. Right. So we're looking at this meal, and as we get into this meal, as we get into the fast, this is going to be the meal that we eat, our final meal as we get into the fast. And as you know, if you've been watching or if you're new to us, we do fasting once a week. That's my recommendation for everyone who's able. And there are a few categories of people that we usually tell, hey, you need to be particularly attentive and make sure that you're checking with your physician. Because there may be some other issues that we need to address. But for everyone else, fasting is an amazing way of resetting the metabolism. And so we're using fasting as that. And so we do fasting once a week. And in the fasting process, I typically do a 72-hour fast. Last week we did a shorter fast, but typically 72 hours. And for people in our community, we recommend that you start your way wherever you are and you begin working your way up to at least a 24-hour period. If you can get to a 24-hour period, then we can talk about some of the other metabolic benefits that you get beyond that. But the first thing is wherever you're starting to be able to work your way up to a 24-hour period once a week. And notice I say once a week. So this is not, hey, we're going to do this last week, and then in 6 months we're going to do it, and then in another couple of months we're doing it. Now, this is a routine tool that we're just folding into our life. Notice what I said. We're folding it into our lives. So our lives are going to incorporate this amazing tool that we're using, that we're calling fasting. Okay, and so let's walk through this as we look at this. And let me do this view so you can go back down here and pop this up. Okay. All right, so let's walk through this. So remember, as we talk about our meal, there are some characteristics that we want this meal to have. We want the meal to be of such that it doesn't spike our blood sugars, that it doesn't cause cravings, that it helps to satiate us, And then it sets us up so that our body quickly flips into, we talk about that metabolic flexibility, so that our body can quickly get into the fasting mode. And so if we're going to do that, there's some certain characteristics that we want the food to have. Number one, we want to make sure that we are looking at and eating whole foods. So whole foods meaning foods that are as close as possible to when those foods were created, grown, whatever, right? So we want it as close as possible to its original. We want to minimize processing, which goes along with the same idea of whole foods. We want to decrease the amount of sugar that is in the meal. We want to, because we don't want spiking in our blood sugars. We want to lean protein and healthy fats because both of those help to keep us full for a long time, particularly as we get into the fast. We don't want those first hours to be difficult because we've done something that stimulates our appetite beyond what it should. And we want to make sure that we want, what am I thinking? Okay, starchy and non-starchy vegetables, but we want to lean more towards the non-starchy vegetables. We want tasty and flavorful, and of course, we want the appropriate portion size. So if we look at this meal that we're talking about here, so let's walk through it. So whole foods, and so everything that you see so far in this is whole foods, right? Now the chicken does have a little bit of breading, I think, on it. Okay, so but other than that, and the cheese, everything else is whole foods, and we'll walk through what the rest of this is here in a minute. Um, Lean protein, healthy fats. So we've got the chicken. We've got minimized processing. So aside from the breading that's on the chicken, there's no processing there. And the only other thing that would have some processing is once I put this salad dressing on it, then that would be some processed and probably has some sugar in there as well. We want starchy and non-starchy vegetables. So in this, we've got broccoli, we've got cucumbers under there somewhere, we've got banana peppers, we've got tomatoes, and there's some sunflower seeds. So no starchy vegetables in this meal. Lean protein, healthy fats. Of course, we talked about the chicken. We've got some cheese down there. This is some boiled eggs that was cut up. And other fats would be, once again, the dressing has some fat in it. Portion size, and this is an appropriate portion that we have here. And it's tasty and flavorful. Now, I haven't tasted it, but I'm anticipating it's going to be good. So we're going to jump in and take a bite here in just a minute. So that's what we have so far in terms of our meal. Now, I mentioned that I was going to grab a couple of pieces of um, these steak tips. I'm going to drop a couple of pieces of that over there because they do look good. All right, so I got that. And it looks like they're cooked in mushrooms. So I'm not going to grab any of the mushrooms, but that's okay. All right, so this is what we've got so far. And that's what we're going to be starting to eat. So let's go ahead and do that. And at the same time, I'm going to look over. I think I see someone from our community out there. So let's go ahead and see if I can get a different view. Okay, there we are. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And so let's go ahead and let's start eating. So I've got a piece of steak. Mm. Oh yeah, that is good. All right, so let's see Jennifer out there. Jennifer says, howdy all. She said, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you, Jennifer. Now, Jennifer said, just completed a 36-hour fast. Planning on another later this week. Too many goodies over Christmas. Left weight gain with inflammation. Already down 4 pounds, 4 of the 11 pounds that she gained. All right, so thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that with us. And then, yeah, so thank you for coming through and sharing that with us. All right, so for everyone, oh, let me go ahead and put some of this dressing on here, by the way. So I've got some dressing that we're going to just drizzle there. Now, I am probably not going to eat all of this because I had a good breakfast this morning, and I'm already partially full. I shouldn't say partially. I don't think I'm going to eat all this. Just do this one. All right. And so for those of you who are out there, remember that our goal is not starvation. Right? So that's one of the things that I want to make sure that we point out. And as we get into our new season, we'll talk more about some of those ideas. Because fasting is a voluntary abstinence from food. So we're not trying to starve ourselves. We're simply using fasting as a tool. Now, the reason I like salads is because salads give me lots of benefit. Number one, the salad allows me to get, and I'm going to change the view so you can get a better idea, a better view of that. The salad allows me to get the bulk that I need that keeps me fuller over the long haul. So I am going to, those first couple of hours, the first several hours, I shouldn't say couple, first several hours of fasting, if I'm not careful, depending on what I eat, you can still have some cravings and feeling like you're hungry. So a lot of that comes because of the types of foods that we're eating. And if the food is of such that it spikes our insulin because it spikes our blood sugar, then of course we begin feeling like we're hungry. So when I'm eating a salad, the salad helps to keep me full over the course of those first several hours. The other thing is that salad helps to blunt the absorption of any carbs that may be in my system. Because remember, the fiber helps to blunt that as well. I get nutrients, I get vitamins, I get some fluid, some hydration. So all that comes from the salad. So the salad really is a microcosm of the foods that I need to eat on a regular basis. So if I do a good job of my salad, then that will help me in the course of my fast, definitely, and of course in the course of my eating window. Now, right now, we're not talking about our eating window. But the way we eat here can also be the same way, and actually should be the same way that we eat when we are eating. So the foods that we eat to start a fast or to break a fast are not special foods. They should be the way we think about food in general. Oh, this chicken is so good. And there's not, I thought there was breading on there, but there's not any breading on there. They just did a good job of cooking that skin, so it looks so good. Mm-mm-mm. All right. So yeah. So if you're fasting with us, go ahead and put yes in the comments. I did want to say a special shout out to some of our viewers from over Atlanta Berean. Thank you for coming through. We look forward to seeing you as we get into the new year, as we get into our new season. And as we've been talking about, the new season and the things that we're doing are things that we've been preparing for. We've been setting ourselves up for success. So come that new the new year, come the new season, we are hitting the ground running. So make sure you join us as we get into our shows. We'll be doing that. Like I said, the first episode of our show, first live episode of our show, will be on the 12th of January. So good. We've got some exciting new things that are coming in the new season. As we talk about how do we become healthy? How do we improve our metabolism? And how do we keep that going? Right? That right there is the thing. Because even as we're going through the holidays right now, and this is a perfect example, there are people who contact me and say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do during the holidays. Do you know that there are some people that won't come to see me as in my office after the holidays? Because they say their blood sugars are going to be bad. Their weight's going to be up. And that is the fear. That is the problem, not just during the holiday. That's the problem during the year. Oh, that's the challenge. I don't want to say problem. That's the challenge during the year. So we're going to be talking about how do we make this process successful? How do we keep healthy? How do we stay, keep those benefits that we're getting? Let me get this out of here. Those benefits that we're getting, first of all, how do we get them and how do we keep them going? And so that's why I love fasting. I love the community that we're in, all the things that we are learning, and what we have been setting up as we move into the new year. Come on with us. As we do it, it's going to be so good, y'all. It's going to be so good. And I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you as we continue this and we continue the process. So I am right now beginning this fast. And so, as you know, we do it once a week. If you're fasting, go ahead and put me in the comments. Continue to watch. Continue to come to the shows. We've got some things that are they're going to be on the channel. Remember, we don't have a live going right now, but there's some things on the channel there for you. Make sure you come. Make sure you participate, and make sure you get ready, because we're going to hit the ground running as we continue to design the life that we want and the life that we are creating. We are designing this. And here's the phrase I want you to remember, right? I want you to hear that you're hearing it here for the first time before the new season. Unlimited potential doesn't come from motivation. Unlimited potential comes from design. Right? We'll talk more about that as we get into the new year. Hey, let me do one thing. If you have been with us, and even if you have not been with us, I am always excited because I want to make sure that we are doing and we're providing benefit. So you're going to see, I'm going to put a graphic up on the screen. On the left side, if you want some quiet, personal time where you get to digest some information, bite-sized information that we produce called the Woode Life Design Brief. It's once a week email, and there's no hype. There's no this is not a let's sprint. This is, hey, what do we do? How do we go about designing for ourselves the life that we need, the life that we want, so that we can be consistent? If you're interested in that, you'll see this graphic come up, and this is the one. This is the QR code on the left. If you scan that, you get to be part of that mailing list, and you get in your inbox, in your email, a personal nugget, right? Just bite size, not a lot of fluff, not a lot of talking, but just something that you can implement right away once you get that email to begin improving your health. And then I'm always looking to see how we can improve what we do here on the channel, improve what we do in terms of the show, improve what we do in terms of Dwain Woode MD and our Wood Life Design. So go ahead and we would appreciate if you would scan that right QR code, and that will take you to some questions that you can answer to help us shape the future of what we're doing right here. Okay, so left side, you want some personal, quiet, um, intentional reflection and journey and structure. That's on the left side. That's the mailing list, the Wood Life Design Brief. And then on the right side, if you want to participate in helping us improve the channel, improve what we do here on Dwain Woode MD, go ahead and scan that QR code on the right side. Well, thank you for coming through, y'all. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life. Avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. We want you to have the success in your life, like you're having in your health, like you're having in the other areas of your life. So show up so you can be there for all the things that are important to your family, your friends, your community, and you want to be there fully and intentionally and be there in all of your strength and all of your energy. So come on back, hang out with us, and you don't need, y'all, superpower. What you need is a strategy you can trust. You need a plan you can follow, and you need the commitment and the determination to show up every single time. Thank you for being here. We'll see you. Have a happy new year. We'll see you in the new season. Thank you for hanging out with us. Bye-bye.